3 rogues and a wizard.
They're fighting a snake god.
Oh, right. Oh, bring him on.
Hey, Phil.
Hello, how's
Do you want to die?
Love it.
So just a few things before we start. This performance, like all the performances, is a relaxed performance, so that just means
I'm sure we'll find it.
Members, just for anyone who may not be able to be still excited throughout the duration of the show. If at any point you do want to leave, then just put your head through the door at the back. There's some water and stuff out there. Come back in when you're ready. I'll just be over here so you give me a shout if you need anything. We've got some like body look outfits as well, so if you prefer using those, again, just give me a shout. The lights should stay like this. We're having a couple little hiccups with them. If they do go out, I apologise, but there will be light here at all times. And sound with some background music, but no wind vines or anything like that. That's everything. I'm going to finish getting this guy set up and hand you over to Chris over here, who is our games master for the next few minutes.
Sorry, just easing my lumbar. Hello. Hello, everybody. Right. Kat, when you're ready, can we have slightly more sort of deathly combat music? That's what I want. Deathy combat music. That's what it's going to be. So, hello. Hello. This is a tabletop role-playing game. Adventurers Wanted. What is a tabletop role-playing game? For the uninitiated, what's happening here is these 4 lovely people are playing characters in a story that we're all telling together. I play the universe, the weather patterns, the people they meet, the drinks they imbibe. I am everything. They all play specific characters. They tell me what they want to do, and we roll dice to see how well they achieve it or how spectacularly they fail. At this point in time, in the story, we're 147 hours in. So I'm going to try and recap that in about 20 seconds. So, all members of the party are members of the crew of the Spirit of the Horizon, a research vessel that was taken from its home plane into a strange mystical world by casting a spell they found on a stone tablet in a temple in the middle of nowhere that summoned a gigantic elder god that was going to destroy them, and they then managed to escape. So they're in a place they know nothing about. They've been making allies, making friends, enemies, fighting zombies, doing all sorts, but the main thing they're trying to do is get home. Star Trek Voyager. So they are making their way, at this point, into a battle with a gigantic snake god. They awakened one. They've awakened a second one. It is currently trying to destroy the ship. They have been defending themselves valiantly with cannon and tiny wooden spears, and a rogue jumped on its back and did not make it. So it's been a fun hour so far. Let's see what happens next in this battle with the snake god. So, music please, Kat, when you're ready. So, the 4 of you are on ship. You've just survived the first pass with this snake god. There are holes in the deck of the ship where the cannon would tilt it up to hit it because it's flying at a higher angle. You've all been trying to do your best to take part in this combat, you two especially because you were here the last hour. Over the last hour, what have you guys been doing on board ship? How have you been involved in this combat situation with a gigantic snake god? Phil, what were you doing?
I have been trying to work out a way to kill it.
Good. Sensible.
I'm looking at. So I've got a longsword and a light crossbow, have I?
Yes.
Okay, so let's get stuck in and just start firing arrows at them.
Awesome. What's your character called?
What about? He's a fighter, isn't he?
Yeah.
What about Mike DeGrasse Tyson?
Mike DeGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, okay. Big Bang Theory reference there. Something like that.
Yeah,
I like it. I think it's great. I'm all in favour if it were less sexist. Do you want to tell us about your character and what she's doing?
Yeah, my character is Devere Cook. She is a rogue cook. Speciality is potatoes. She has spent the last 146 hours up until this moment of getting involved peeling potatoes. In the last fight, she sacrificed my trusty, lucky potato peeler to be into the cannons.
It did an extra 1 damage, you'll be pleased to know.
Was it worth it?
No.
But I sacrificed my lovely potato peeler. I'm currently... Am I still scared of this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still scared of it, but it was my probably not fantastic, but so far successful plan to put holes in the deck and point the cannons up towards the thing.
That did it less than 1/10 of its hit points of damage. Yes, correct. That's very true. You've done sterling work so far.
But more than my spells. Hi, I'm Naomi. I'm playing Brina. Brina's been here since Mission 0, so she's been here since the prologue. Not every hour, but because that'd be crazy, and I've got stage management to do sometimes. She is the head of arcane research on the ship. She's a gnome wizard, and she is currently very scared of the snake god, but is happy that we're going to load the cannons, and is about to shout at everyone to reload the cannons.
Excellent. Please.
I don't know what name I should name.
Anything you like.
Deidre.
Perfect.
Yes.
And she's a halfling ranger.
Cool.
I feel like her parents locked her up for most of her life, so she's a little feisty and wants to fight, and has been under lock and key from her parents, and she just got away. So now she's appeared.
So you ran away to the military
Yes.
to get away from your perfect.
Exactly.
And you seem to have spent the last 147 hours of the adventure not taking part. So
Exactly.
I think you've been locked in your cabin or something like that.
Yes.
Where it makes the
Looking
most
after your
sense.
fox.
Yes.
What's your fox's name?
My fox's name is Sprout.
Aww. She has a tiny little red fox, which is the same size as her because she's a halfling
exactly.
called Sprout. That's adorable. I'm going to enjoy killing Sprout.
I'll keep Sprout safe.
We will protect Sprout with our lives.
Excellent. That's kind of what I wanted you to do. Good. So, at the top of the combat, you've just fired cannon at this snake god. It has passed overhead, and it's taken note of how badly you've hurt it so far now. It is definitely annoyed and frustrated. Instead of doing what it's been doing, which is wheeling arcs to try and attack the deck, it has stopped and turned and is now facing the deck and facing all of you. You are all on deck. You've been involved in this combat, and you are now going to face this very, very scary monster.
I thought we were below it with the holes in.
You're below deck with the holes in it. That's where you are. Yeah, you two are below deck. You two are on deck because I'm a
Sorry,
mean
guys.
person.
We're going to die.
Right, first things first. Do you want to reload the cannon?
Yeah.
Cool. The cannons start to get reloaded. Deirdre, you are on deck, and this snake god has just been hit by cannon and is now wheeling around to try and attack the ship. What would you like to do?
So you've got a movement, an action, and a bonus action.
Right.
If you want to use your movement to go below deck, you are free to do that. If you would like to shoot it with something, you can also do both of those things.
I should probably try to shoot it.
Do it.
I mean, since I just started, why
Why not?
Shoot it.
This is not going to be helpful for you in attacks.
Then we're
Oh no, actually, you should cast Hunter's Mark
Yeah.
because then you get advantage.
okay.
and then you can-
Cast Hunter's Mark,
You cast Hunter's Mark.
Beautiful.
and then
Make your attack roll. The fourth box down on your far right-hand sheet.
So here. So I'd suggest your longbow.
okay, long.
It is within longbow range, 80 feet. So roll your 20-sided dice
Roll
and
this
add the first number there to it.
Does she get advantage with Hunter's Mark, or what does
1d6 extra.
1d6 extra damage? Okay,
So
but that's not gonna.
6 and
No, so you add 7 because.
then so 7 and 5, 12.
12. You pull, you knock an arrow. This is something you are very good at, so you know immediately what you're doing. Knock it, pull, fire it off, and it hits towards it, and tink. It's 60 foot tall. It doesn't even look at you, just a tink. Other archers around you are also doing the same thing, pulling out arrows. These guys they're part of the military, they know what they're doing. And around you there is a hail of arrows flying up towards it, and most of them are doing absolutely nothing to it. 14 out of about the 100 that were being shot managed to get through and do it another 11 points of damage. So it is taking damage, but it does not care. It literally doesn't care. It looks at the deck, looks at all of you. Puny humans. You have no idea what you've unleashed. Leave now, and I will spare your lives.
We didn't unleash you, the priest did.
That's what he said. Would anyone like to respond to the giant snake god in the sky? You two are below deck. Guys who are on deck?
I'm going to have a pop in it. I'm wondering am I able to move below deck and then shoot up through with the crossbow without?
Through the holes? Yeah, of course you are. There are holes in the deck. You're allowed to do that, sure.
And other plan. Am I close enough to get him with my longsword?
No, he's flying about 80 feet away from
Right,
the side
so
of the
I've
ship.
got no chance. So I may as well.
These guys are reloading the cannon.
Yeah.
You fired an arrow as have the archers on deck, and not a lot's happened.
Okay, so I think the best plan then is seeing as my best weapon is the longsword, but I've
Yes.
got no chance of using it. So my
Yes.
best weapon is to nip below deck and then aim through a hole up with one.
Do it.
I've also got something here. These spells. It says extra attack. Attack 3 times in an attack.
You attack. It's a crossbow, so you have to reload it, so you attack twice in a turn. So you can attack twice with the crossbow. You make 2 attack rolls with it.
Okay, so
Go ahead and make 2 attack rolls with the crossbow. Note how well the arrows did.
So it's your 20-sided one.
D20.
Yeah.
I've got plus 7.
Yeah,
So 5 plus 7 is 12.
that does not hit.
Oopsies. Another. Come on, roll high.
What was
He
it?
rolled a 1, ladies and
Great.
gentlemen. He rolled a 1.
Crit
1
fail.
plus 7 equals.
It's at a weird angle because of the hole, so you sort of, and then the second one, knock yourself in the head with it.
Yeah.
You achieve absolutely nothing with your attack. That's gone really well.
Damage my own pride.
Damage your own pride more than anything else. That's what you've done. That is correct. It laughs again, all these arrows heading towards it. And it casts a spell.
Oh dear.
And the deck of the ship is now suddenly covered with these grasping vines. You're the only one on deck, my love. So can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Yeah,
27
D20.
dice again. 18. You manage to dodge out of the way, as does Sprout, obviously, as these vines come curling out of the ground, and 20 odd of the archers are affected by this and suddenly stuck in place and can't move. It is clearly toying with you. It's clearly not that worried about what's going on. Below deck, guys, with the cannon, can you roll me a 20-sided dice? There's no proficiency on this. It's just to see how well you do at reloading the cannon.
14.
2.
Half the cannon are reloaded. Excellent. Brina, you're a wizard. Do you want to help everyone start lighting them and setting them to go shooting again?
Yeah, I'm happy to send off. Oh, I can press a digitation. Yeah, I'll do that instead of hurling off a firebolt that can damage people.
You're going to spark all of them. You're going to run past.
Yeah, I'm just going to run past, go. Bloop, 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 bloop.
As the tiny gnome runs past the cannon, lighting 4 of them, fizzle, bang, they all go flying out. Can you roll me 8d10, please?
8d10.
8d10.
I get to roll the damage this time. I don't
You
wanna
fired
do
the
that.
cannon.
Right, that's 8 plus 3 is 11. 23.
Mm-hmm.
26.
Mhm.
30. I can do maths, everybody. 34.
Mm-hmm.
And let's roll. 48.
48 points of damage. Again, boom, boom, the cannons go firing off. And the angle on this is right. They go firing out. And they all hit this gigantic god. And again, there's a and it's confused. In this universe, there are no cannon. So it has no idea what's just happened and is bloody infuriated. 48? Was it 48?
It was indeed 48.
It's not happy. It's not happy at all. It starts to bear down on the ship, just looking gigantic and angry and frustrated, and it lashes out at the deck of the ship with its 2 claws. There we go. Both hit the deck. There's a massive raking as it tears through sails. The foremast is gone. It is kindling. There is nothing there. The mainmast still stands, but the deck has been severely trashed, and 16 of the archers are just crushed, smashed, torn to pieces. Again, you're the only one on deck, so make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Run downstairs.
Another deck.
Natural 20.
Hey! Because it's now 20, this one's boss. As it comes swinging in, you see it coming up, and you literally jump, grab the claw, and flip yourself through it.
Yeah.
Sprout stays with you the entire time.
Yay!
And you leap through and are unaffected by this as people around you are mushed to pulp. It's not looking great. In the meantime, its 6 snake heads, come bearing down on the deck and start striking
Oh, no.
left, right, and centre.
Oh no.
I want Reese with the bad rolls back.
Boom, 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 boom. And a lot of people are taken down by this. It was not healthy at all. Oh, yeah. The deck of the ship is looking pretty trashed, and there are bits of corpse everywhere. It's not looking so hot for you guys. At this moment, the 2 Sphinx allies that were chasing after you to try and help with this come swooping in and, yeah, come in to
The ones who can
save
actually
the
do some
day.
damn damage.
Why are there spells already? The first, a more feminine-looking one with slightly softer features and looks more like a leopard than a lion, comes swooping in and just rakes across its midriff as it goes flying past. Doesn't manage to get through the armour, though, as it does that. Her partner, the slightly larger male one with a sort of crown on top of his head, slows up, stops, and leans forward, and a flame strike from the sky comes burning down and smashes into the god, doing burning through the armor and doing 20 odd points of damage as it hits it hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that flame strike did very well indeed. So it is definitely helping.
Thank you, thanks.
They have both now joined the fray and they are helping you. It is now Deirdre's turn. What would you like to do? The deck around you is smashed. There are still pieces of decking standing, but you can basically see through to the deck below you, where everyone is huddled down. The holes you made for the cannon, very useful, no longer required. There are bits of deck still standing, and there are people still around, but this thing is doing a lot of damage to your beloved ship. What do you want to do?
Should I move down with everybody else?
At this point, it makes no difference at all.
I'm gonna move down with everybody else.
Mhm.
Whisper out.
Yep.
Um,
Help her out, man.
Yeah, do you want to shoot your longbow? Do you want to help us load the cannons? That would be helpful.
Yep.
Sure. I'll help
This
load
dice
the
does
cannons.
not like me.
You're going to help load the cannon? Excellent, you help load the cannon. We'll get into that in a second. Devere, what would you like to do?
I'd like to finish loading the cannons I failed to load last time.
They're on the other side of the ship, so you'd
Oh,
have to
right.
actually wheel them round to make them work. So roll me a... You don't need strength, you need to tell other people to do it. Roll me a charisma check, just a flat charisma check. Oh, you
Oh,
try and...
I've got luck. I've got lucky.
Halfling luck, you can re-roll a 1. Go for it.
That was definitely worthwhile doing.
Add the charisma.
Charisma. 19.
19. So, you quickly shout to the other Marines, quick, turn the cannon! They all start being turned around and loaded. They'll be able to go on the next turn as well. That's excellent. Mike.
I'm just wondering, is there anything else we can think of? Like, can we try and scare the monster off in any way?
It's a god, mate.
It's not. I'm just trying to
This is
think
happening in
outside.
character while this is going on. Yeah.
Okay, right, alright, well, can I help reload the cannons? Because the cannons are obviously much more effective
Yes,
than
please.
my crossbow. Yeah, that's got to be a much
The
better
2 cannon
idea.
sets are currently reloaded, but you could help with firing them in a second if you like.
That's going to help. 'Cause that's going to be better than my 1d8 crossbow, isn't it?
Yes.
Let's do that then. Let's do that.
Brina, you are helping reload the cannon on this side as well, aren't
I
you?
am, yes.
Excellent. So you do the same thing you did last time. Fill them with whatever you can find. Bits of ship at this point, frankly.
Yeah, like the deck's just collapsed in on us, and why bloody not?
Basically, yeah. So you're filling in bits. You're putting everything you possibly can in the cannon, because the two of you are doing most of the work here with getting set up. Actually, let's do this fairly. Roll for 2 of them. 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 So 2d20 each,
Straight roll.
please. Yep.
7,
Yep.
13.
7
So
and
2
17.
each.
18 and nat 20.
No, just 2.
So 19.
Good.
Sorry, I ever doubted you.
19 and 11.
7 out of the 8 cannon hit home. 1 surprisingly well.
Double damage.
So everyone hit at least 1. Who missed 1?
I rolled a 7.
Yeah, you missed 1. So 2d10, 3d10, 1d10, 2d10.
8. Oh, D10 is... if it's 0, that's what we like. 11.
Throw me numbers. What you got?
16 overall.
16 overall.
I'm 7 overall.
7 overall. 23.
8.
35. 46 points of damage. Oh, you are starting to whittle this guy down. He is not looking happy at
Do we only have
all.
8 cannons? I thought we had 10 cannons.
2 were damaged by the falling in of the deck.
Oh, right.
You absolute liar.
6 were damaged by the falling in of the deck. Luckily, 4 of them are still firing. Just don't poke the bear. You know this. Right. At which point it is the God Snake's turn again. It's not looking happy. It's managing to damage the ship, but it is not getting through to the people it really wants to get through, i.e. you four. So it is going to. Oh, that's a 20. Oh, how pleasant. He looks at you on the ship and goes, "Whatever you do, you cannot win," and starts casting a spell which he directs at the sea below him. And nothing seems to happen.
That's a lie.
No, that's a lie.
Nothing seems
Can
to
I roll
happen.
an Arcana check?
You may, of course, roll an Arcana check, absolutely.
12 plus 9 is 21.
21. He's cast a spell at the sea.
Great.
It's clearly going to do something to the sea,
Yeah,
but you don't know what it's going to do to the sea because you don't know the spell.
it's true.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened. Right, we go back to the top of initiative. Deirdre, what would you like to do? You can all help reload the cannon. You can try and do something else. You are doing it damage, but you're whittling away at something that has already destroyed one deck of a 3-deck ship.
Has anyone got any better ideas? And then continue with what we're doing.
You're quite evoking the terror here of that you're being attacked by a god man. Anyone got any bright ideas? Anyone? Anyone?
How big are the mouths of the snake?
Gigantic. About the size of a halfling.
Okay.
4 foot.
About the size of you.
About 4 foot wide, each of the 6 mouths. They're currently flying over the ship.
I feel like that's a really terrible idea.
Nothing in this game is a terrible idea
Right,
because you can
do it.
try anything. Focus on try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deirdre, what would you like to do? You can literally try anything.
With speak with plants, are these plants aboard the ship sentient? Or are they just plants?
There are currently plants wrapped around all over the deck and have a lot of people grab. You could try and talk to them. There's nothing stopping you doing that.
Let's try to talk to him and see if I could get him to do something.
Cool. You cast Speak with Plants,
Yeah.
and you can now speak to the vines around you. What would you like to say?
Help us, brothers, defeat this evil force taking us down into our watery grave.
Roll a persuasion check.
This could work.
The 20?
Yeah. Sorry, it's always a 20. Doesn't tell you
19.
otherwise. 19?
Have you added your
No, with
persuasion?
persuasion.
Oh!
-1, so 18.
That's still high enough.
That's still pretty good.
You
Then
turn and say
plants.
to the plants, "Brothers, help us." And in your head you hear, "Okay." And they start coiling. They're plants. They take a long time to do this. They start coiling together. And they're clearly going to do something for you, the protector of the woodlands. They want to help you. They start coiling together. You're not quite sure what they're doing yet, but they're doing something. Initiative
idea.
order. Last, plants. Devere, what would you like to do?
Okay. I'd like to, after yelling at everyone else to reload the cannons,
Okay, cool. You give a verbal command to other people to reload the cannon, so I roll for them.
You've been rolling well, so actually.
Fine. Yeah. I'm honest with my rolls. It's a 16. They are reloading the cannon.
cool, and I'm gonna stealthily try and make my way up. Right, long-term plan. I know this is gonna take more than one turn.
That's fine.
It's gonna be to try and get inside the mouths of one of the heads of the snake without dying, and then stab it from the inside to try and get to the brain.
It has 6 heads.
Yeah, one of them.
Okay.
If you take one of the heads down, that's got we're
As
at
I
6
as I
better
love
off
to
than
say,
we
you
were.
can certainly try. How do you want to do this?
I'm not looking at you judgingly. I'm looking at you because I've now formulated a plan in my head as well.
Fabulous. I'd like to climb up the rubble and residue of whatever ship it is
Yes.
stealthily. Very stealthily.
You could climb the mainsail.
Uh,
The mainsail is still intact.
yep, I'd like to do that.
Make an acrobatics or athletics check. Who what you're better at?
Acrobatics.
it is.
Awesome. Parkour it is.
That is a 23.
Whew. You parkour this. Like you're literally
Like the wind.
you're flipping up, jumping back and forth. You're now halfway up the main mast and you're standing on the beam, on the wide beam. It doesn't quite go out far enough for you to reach it, but you are now in a position to get closer to it, if that's what you wanted to do.
Yes.
Maybe you need to coax it a bit closer. I don't know. You still have an action. What would you like to do?
My short bow's not going to hit it.
You could shoot it with a short bow. It'd be a disadvantage. It's a long way away.
Yeah, if I've still got an action on, I can. Then I might as well.
Go for it. Hit it with your short bow.
Do I disadvantage?
Yes, it's a long way away.
Do you want me to roll twice? And
Twice
take
take
the
the lower number.
lower?
That's probably going to be it then.
Yeah, that's a 4 plus 8.
12. Nothing. Didn't even get through.
Even the 8
No,
wouldn't have done it.
no effect whatsoever. It is now
Is it
Mike's
given
turn.
me my presents?
No,
Oh, cool. Fantastic.
That's better than it being aware of your presence.
Mike.
I feel like I should do something heroic and like climb up the sail and try and stab it. But I still think the cannons are our most powerful weapon.
Yeah, do the cannon. Someone's got to do the cannon.
You could work extra hard on making the cannon all line up to make the attack rolls all be with advantage.
That would
Yes,
be fab.
that would be
Right,
amazing.
I'll do
As a
that.
fighter,
I
you're in the
should have
military, you know
done
all
that.
about this, so
Yeah.
you could absolutely do that. I have no
Do
issue with
that.
that at all. Cool, so you spend a bit of time lining up all the cannon, make sure they're going to hit with advantage, that's absolutely fine.
And can I reload them as well?
Yeah, they're already being reloaded, she already gave the order for half of them, but because of your action, yes, you are reloading them and you're working on them together, that's absolutely fine. Rena, what would you like to do?
Theoretically.
You are a wizard, my love, you can do all sorts of crazy
Yeah,
things.
theoretically, this spell that it casts on the ocean has a level.
That is correct, it does.
That's probably above 4th level.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so I am gonna shout to the nearest magic caster to me, be ready to light the cannon. And then I'm going to get as high up as I can, and I'm going to try and cast a spell magic at where I saw it cast a spell on the ocean.
Awesome, that is absolutely fine, you are more than welcome to do that. First of all, you
right.
have to make an acrobatics or athletics check to get as high as you possibly can. Your words,
Oh,
not
no,
mine.
no, like onto the top deck.
Still an acrobatics or athletics check.
That's
There is
fine.
no deck
There's no
left.
deck, that's true. Which one do I want? Definitely acrobatics. That is a 13. Great.
You managed to just about, I mean, it's not graceful. You managed to just about make your way up to a point where you can see this thing and the ocean beneath it. Do you want to cast a spell magic?
I will. For your knowledge,
Yeah.
the DC is 10 plus the spell's level, so that number needs to be in your head.
I know what that number is, do you?
No, I don't, but I'm just telling you now. and
What are you
hoping
adding
I
to this
roll a
roll?
critical success at 9.
You add 9 to this roll.
I add 9 to this roll. That is my spell attack modifier.
Excellent.
Nope, never mind. That was a 16.
16.
Yeah, it
You
doesn't
cast a
work,
spell
does
magic
it?
at the sea.
Yeah.
The sea is unresponsive.
Don't know if that worked or not, to be honest.
You don't know? No, no
Can
clue.
I roll an Arcana check to see if it worked?
Yeah, please do. No, it didn't work.
I rolled a 19 there, plus 9.
you
that probably
you are
would've-
100% sure that it didn't work.
Where was that roll a minute ago? Where was it?
As the plants, as the vines start curling their way together, they're making some kind of tendril, some kind of arm that is slowly extending out towards where this god is. Do with that information what you will. It is now the ship's turn. The cannon are going to get fired. You've lined them all up a bit better now that it's a bit closer. You've had a chance to wheel them all into the place. So, and you help set them up. So the two of you together, can you roll 4 attack rolls each? Because 2 of the cannons are out of commission. You're not. They are.
No, I'm not rolling, I'm just choosing.
Okay.
Wow.
13, 17, 7, 15.
Okay.
19, 2, 17, 17.
1, 2, 17, 17. 6 of them hit. So roll. How many have you got each? 3d10 each. No, it's more than that. 6d10. So it's yeah, 3d10 each. That is correct. Sorry.
Total.
Yeah.
7.
7.
Yeah, 2 green,
Spent all that time lining them up. And no,
24.
much better.
There we go.
31.
9, 9,
That is
Yes.
24.
Yeah.
Good maths. You tell I failed. Not all,
No,
actually.
no, that's fine.
It's a fun game,
You
everyone.
hit it again. You are whittling away at it, but it's not doing a lot of damage. It's perfectly fine. Like, you've not even hit half its hit points yet. It's handling it perfectly well. And it is now going to fly a little closer, and the vine tendril sort of bumps against one of its heads, and it's quite close to the main sail now as it comes down on deck, and again just starts raking into the ship. It is trying to just destroy it and sink it. Ooh, better. Yes. Mhm.
Just don't like how many rolls there are. Just roll
It has
them all at one
6
time.
heads. Dum.
I'd leave
Just
the
leave
plans
us
to
But
it.
We've got enough to worry about, really.
as it
Just
leans
pick
into
up
the
again.
ship, its claws grab the side of
Oh,
the ship
no.
and start to tear. And as it tears, its head go bashing, and it just BAM! Pulls aside. The first 2 decks of the front of the ship just pulled apart. Just it's standing at the side of the ship and just and it's pulled both its bits, and a lot of the ship is now exposed to the air. The deck you're on definitely starts to wane a little bit. The ship is looking very unhealthy. If you don't do something soon, there's going to be problems. In the meantime, the spell it cast on the sea beneath takes effect. The sky darkens, and suddenly a point in the water next to the ship starts to spin around more and more and more. And as the ship starts to move, you realise there is a whirlpool in the ocean right to the port side of the ship. And if you don't do something about that very quickly, the ship's going to get sucked in.
Yep.
Deirdre, what would you like to do?
Can I cast water breathing? That's probably a smart move.
Yeah, I'm going to rephrase the word giant whirlpool again.
I don't know what else to do.
The plants are now very much reaching up to get very close to this thing, so the plants are forming a natural bridge, if you will.
Okay. So I don't have anything to attack this guy with.
Do you not have a weapon of sorts?
Have a
A
longbow.
longbow, but it's not going to do anything. I mean, I could try, but...
Yeah.
Okay, can I, like, go up the vines to as high as I can and shoot at the guy?
Yeah, of course you can. Make an either acrobatics or athletics roll to get up the vine. It's either pulling yourself up or it's cool and parkour. Your choice.
18 with what dexterity?
If you like.
So 22.
22. You scamper up those vines. Because you spoke to them and they're asking for help, they're holding on to you, they're helping you, so you are making your way up this vine. You are now within 30 feet of it, so you are well within range to hit it really hard.
Okay.
So roll twice and take the higher number.
17 with a 7. So 24.
You knock that arrow, you aim for one of its heads, and you fire. Roll for damage. Roll the... It's a D8?
Sorry.
10? Eight.
D8. So
8.
it's this guy. Plus 3.
Plus 3.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Oh no, that's something else. Never mind.
Plus 3.
Yeah.
That's 9 damage.
9 damage. It's not a lot of damage, but you've definitely hit it with an arrow when before it's taken not much from those at all, and you hit it in one of its eyes. So it's very much a scamper up, kneel down, perfect egg, hit it in the head, and it's one of its heads goes back, and it is really angry. It did not like that at all. No. So you are starting to whittle it down, and also you have now shot one of its 12 eyes out, so it's not pleased about that at all. So that was pretty boss. Tavia, what are you doing?
With the plant bridge that is now being created,
You are standing on the mainsail, and the boom is now far enough out that you could easily.
can I do something really dumb?
Yes.
Fantastic. I would like to take a running leap and try and jump into the mouths into one of the mouths of whichever head looks like the easiest to get into. and
One
then
is
we-
missing an eye.
I'll get in. I'm gonna. You know what? The eyeless one. I'm gonna sneak up on it, using a fast run and its blind side, and try and jump into its mouth.
First thing you have to do is roll me a stealth check.
That seems fair.
You have reliable talent. That's automatically a 10.
Okay, so that is 21. Thank you for reminding me of that.
It can't see you as you run up to the front, take a diving leap off, and land on the head, on one of its 6 heads. What do you want to do? Do you want to pull your rapier, reach into its mouth, and stab up?
I'd like to stab its other eye with my rapier.
It's a sneak attack, 'cause it hasn't seen you. So
Oh, excellent.
you can make a sneak attack, so which is a normal attack, plus you add
66
to
damage.
it as well. So make an attack roll.
So that's 10.
10. You go to strike it, but suddenly the eye, which is about as big as you, just goes and sees you. And you can't do anything about it. So you're now currently sat on one of its heads with the rapier held up, ready to do something about it. But you haven't been able to do anything about it this turn. Mike, you've seen this happen. You've seen what's going on. What are you going to do?
Goodness.
The ship is starting to really badly list into this world. If someone doesn't do something about it, it's going to...
I feel like I need to try and steer the ship away from the whirlpool. Like, I feel like...
Do it.
Like, do it, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I'll
That's,
run to...
that's probably smart.
Yeah.
I'll run to the runner, or like
there's a wheel. It is currently 2 decks above you, and there is no easy way to access it because it's all been knocked away. You have to climb up to get there. Make an athletics check to climb up.
Make a what check?
Athletics check to climb up.
Check, so there's a D20 in
Yeah.
Should be good.
Oh, plus 6. So 12 plus 18.
Yeah, that's more than enough. You start making your way up this rubble of the ship that you know and love is in pieces, but you manage to make your way, climbing up till you get to the top bit above the captain's quarters where the wheel is. And as the ship slowly starts to list, what are you going to do?
I'll turn the wheel and try and fight against it to try and get a still.
Okay. There is still some wind whipping through the sails. The sails are still there to a certain extent, so the ship is still moving. So as you turn the rudder out, the ship starts to, if you imagine the whirlpool as a circle, it starts to skid like that. So what you end up with is it slowly you have to keep the wheel at a certain balance point so you don't suddenly start steering back in again.
Yeah.
So you're trying to keep that balance point.
So that we're permanently going out.
Roll a strength check for me.
Okay, so
Top one.
plus
Top
8.
box.
Plus 8, yeah.
28.
Yeah!
Was that an
Mike
accident?
deGrasse Tyson
Yes.
just stands there against the sea. Element Badge just holding the wheel as you watch as you manage to keep the ship from going any further into the whirlpool at this point in time.
That was really clutch.
Yeah, good timing. You manage to keep it in place as you start to rotate around this thing, which is currently floating in the middle of the whirlpool, even sinking a bit below the water level, just laughing.
Is that
Brina,
I'm going to try and dispel it again.
the whirlpool or it?
No, the whirlpool.
The whirlpool. You are more than welcome to
Can
try
I
and
dispel the god? Like, if I can dispel the god, that would be really helpful.
You can cast your magic at the god. It won't do anything, but you can.
But if it's something... Waste the spell points. It's fine.
You can
Right,
so you can hit a 19.
I'm looking for a hit 19.
Never hit a 19.
Okay, thank you for letting me know.
You're more than welcome.
So if I roll a 10, it's going to be good. 10! It's actually 10! The class man is 19!
I've never been more happy to see a 10.
With a pop, like a water bubble, which you can all hear, it's very audible. There's a sudden, and this whirlpool starts to fade in from the middle and starts to slowly fill up again, and the clouds start to fade away again.
That was horrible.
At this point, the plants, which you're currently standing on, which are currently leaning out of the ship towards it, are going to wheel back and just lazily try and smack him. Which they succeed. It takes 6 points of damage, and it's just been slapped in the face by a plant. You're not even hanging on to this plant. You are locked into it. It has locked you in, and you are basically the person steering this gigantic plant as it floats around, trying to do something. Cool. The water is slowly filling up. He looks at you with a wry grin, and just does it again. Just looks down at the water and just gestures, and once again, it starts to go down again.
So mean. Is he still steering it away, though?
Yeah, you're still steering it. You're still fine. It's been buffeted now. It's an, oh god, it's going up. Oh, it's going in again. So the whole ship is rocking, and there's a rather ominous creaking aboard the whole thing.
No, there isn't.
They all got
You're
mending.
a liar.
And there's a very ominous sort of ping, ping, as certain ropes start to snap around the main mast.
Sounds fake, but okay.
What are you doing?
He's had his turn, so you've recast the whirlpool. So Deirdre, it's your turn again. You're still attached to this vine.
Yeah.
I keep doing this.
He's so distracted. Like that's in the
It
world.
stops him attacking it.
I'm on his head. Keep just doing it.
Have all of the vines
All of them have come together into this
come into
gigantic
the-
vine tendril
okay,
that
so
you're currently
there's
part
none
of.
left on the hull that
No.
could bring the ship back together from the ropes.
You could use these vines to do that.
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna try to blind the snake because we were unsuccessful last time, right?
You want to hit it again in another eye?
Yes.
The one that she's very near?
No.
There are
One
10 others. You have
next
plenty of
to
choice.
it.
Yeah, go for it. Make an attack roll.
Wait, no.
20.
16 with do I add anything to it?
It's plus the 7 for your longbow.
So 25.
Yeah, that hits. It's not 25, it's 23, but that still hits.
Yeah,
It still
right.
hits, so roll for damage.
Maths.
Roll for damage. That's a 10, you want the 8.
Nope. Just the 4, right? Or no?
Plus plus whatever's next to it on the in that box with the next to the longbow.
Oh, plus 7. So
No, that's the attack roll, the one next to that.
Oh, plus 3, so 7.
7 points of damage. Another eye out. It is.
This is quite a good plan to try and blind it.
It's
I like
it's
this
really
plan.
it's now lost 2 out of 12 eyes, so it's getting somewhere. And it is
After
not
that-
happy about this
It
again.
ain't broke.
So there is clearly some frustration there from it as this continues. Devere, you're currently holding onto one of the heads. It didn't use its turn to attack you because it literally needed to make the whirlpool happen again.
I very
Yeah.
much appreciate
What would you like to
One
do?
minute.
It
So
knows
that
you're
would be,
there, so you're no longer
6
hidden.
turns.
You could try and
Yeah.
hide from it.
I'm gonna stab the eye again.
Do you want to try and hide first?
But you can.
Thank you.
but-
Yes. I'm gonna try and
You're on
hide,
the
and then I'm
ship,
gonna try and
so-
stab the eye. Maybe a different eye, just to surprise it really badly.
You can roll a stealth check, but it's with disadvantage because it has 6 heads. And you're currently standing on one of them. Well, holding onto one of them for dear life.
Okay. Is there any way I can this or not? Since
Perhaps not getting any more action.
I
Roll it
know.
Just
he's
roll,
too
roll it twice.
small.
Every roll below a 10 counts as a 10.
So that's 16 plus 11, so that would be 27.
Yep.
So that'd be 21.
21's enough. It doesn't see you as you slide down the neck and you're suddenly hidden in this massive heads, snake heads coming out of the body. And you want to attack in the eye, one of the other ones?
Yeah, but the eye of no, just one. Whichever eye is nearest that is currently not blind is the one that I would like to attack.
Go for it. Roll an attack roll.
Please make it.
14 plus.
That is 22.
You hit. Roll all that damage.
Does it count as sneak attack?
It does count
Oh,
as a sneak attack.
Yes. Okay,
66,
so
is it?
that's 1d8 plus 4. So let's do that one first. I'm
Yep.
just going to read the numbers out to you because I can't
That's fine.
count that many. So that is 9,
Yep.
6. That's 17.
23,
Yep.
30, 35, one more. 39 points of damage in one go. You don't
Rogues.
just hit it in the eye. As you lean up to go for the eye, it turns and sees you, and you manage to skewer it through the nasal bit. So you pop one eye, go through and hit the other as well, and there's a very definite scream, but your rapier and you are now stuck to this one's head.
I'm not letting go of the rapier.
It
Did
is.
you use movement this turn?
She can't. I mean, she can if she wants, but the rapier's there.
I mean, like, because she's in to pull the rapier out.
No. It's very much wedged.
Sad times.
Very much wedged in.
And I'd like to hide it.
So you're just hanging. The fry cook literally is hanging for dear life off your own rapier, which is currently stuck out of the nose and through the eye of one of the 6 heads of a snake god. Sentence you didn't think you'd hear today. Right, good.
The second worst part.
Mike, you are currently holding the ship steady and you're doing a very good job of it.
And the whirlpool is still there.
Still there.
Can we swap turns? And then if you can dispel the
We can't
whirlpool.
swap turns. It's based on dexterity skill.
You can hold
You
your
can
action.
hold your action until I
Because-
dispel it.
Because.
But
if
I
you could-
was not going to dispel it next time.
Oh, in that case, I'll hold.
You also don't know that technically.
Yeah.
So
Don't know that
you want to keep holding it. Do another strength check.
20 plus whatever it was.
I said 20.
28.
If it's a
Nat
20,
It's
that
a
means
nat
you just
20,
do it.
you'll
Once
do it.
again, Mike DeGrasse Tyson holding it steady. Everyone around you is going, this guy. Like it's just floating in place. Despite a whirlpool that should be sucking the ship in and doing significant damage, it's not. You're just holding it steady with 2 natural 20s in 2 turns. Rocks fall, you die. I'm joking. Brina.
Okay. How far away is this god from me?
At the moment, by 50 feet.
50.
Yeah.
How tall's the mast? The main mast?
The main mast?
Yeah.
It's about 80 feet tall.
How far away am I from it?
The main mast?
Yeah.
You climbed up on the rubble, so you're on the side moment. You have to climb back down and back up the mast, because the mast sort of goes in and the side of the ship. One side of the ship, the other side's starting to rend asunder.
Never mind. Okay.
I will note once again that the ship is not looking in fantastic health.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Got
not.
any magic?
I do have
Wizard,
magic.
got any magic?
The spell I wanted to do is 30 feet range, which is not great. It's my best spell.
You could try and get closer. I think you can fly.
I can't fly.
Oh, that's a shame.
Would Brina take flight up until
Probably
this
not.
moment? No.
There is a vine she could run up.
Could I run up the vines 20 feet?
Yeah, you've got 20 feet of movement.
Sweet, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Athletics or acrobatics check. Please note, at the moment the ship is at about
Yep.
A 20-degree angle. There is a tendril of vine coming off it, hanging over the whirlpool, which is reaching up to where the snake god
Look,
is.
if all else fails, I've got dimension door, if I need it.
Sorted. Okay.
But that is 19, so I'm
Ah,
assuming you're
scamper up there. You are right as rain. What do you want to do?
Right, if we can repeat.
Buffeted
the-
by wind.
Right, okay, it's not my role. I am going to cast Blight, please, on this snake god.
Blight.
I'm
Isn't Blight a
gonna-
touch spell?
Blight is not a touch spell. It's got a range of 30 feet.
Crazy.
Hence why
okay.
I am moving 20 feet closer to the snake god.
What saving throw am I trying desperately to make?
Constitution.
No,
which,
twice.
Constitution.
Yes, legendary resistance. He succeeds. Right. How much damage does it take on
Wait,
half?
was that against a DC of 17?
He's got legendary resistance.
Oh, no.
He's now used 2 of them, but you know.
Yeah, it's halved. Great. That's 6 plus 1 is 7. 14, 17, 19, 22,
Mhm.
and 27, 31. So 15 necrotic damage for you.
15 necrotic damage. Describe how it affects the snake god.
Right, so bit of vitality is gone. So I've essentially pushed my hand out towards it, and in pushing my hand out, I've sent like a ray of necrotic energy just striking it, and then it encapsulates it, and it's taking some life force out
So
of
some
it.
life force, some moisture, some vitality just
Yeah,
comes out of it, and there's an it's not happy with that,
No.
not happy at all. At this point, the plants take another swipe at him. Don't hit. So
They're trying though, and that's really
We appreciate the
appreciated.
extra
Flub,
help. Where
flub.
are the sphinxes? Where have they gone?
Oh, they're still there. They've been very carefully avoiding the whirlpool, and also you guys are rotating around, and they're kind of not sure, wait, understand what to do with this. They're not as powerful as this thing, and they value their lives more than yours, I'm afraid.
That seems fair.
That's not very nice.
No,
I
it seems fair.
understand, but I don't appreciate.
They've already been in a big fight today as well. Like they've had a hard day.
At which point, the aspect of the snake god looks down at all of you. It reaches up, tries to grab for you and tear you off.
Okay.
Can you make an acrobatics check, please?
Yes. 22?
It reaches... I'm going to roll for it. Make a dexterity saving throw.
When I make a dexterity, well, there was
It's not damage. It's not damage.
It's knocking you off.
That is a 16.
That's enough.
Yeah.
He reaches up and runs his hand
So
through
ready
his
to
head.
cast Metaphor.
Yeah. In doing so, dislodges you and flicks you away. Luckily, he flicks you towards the mast, which you manage to grab hold
Cool.
of. So you are not flicked into the whirlpool and gone forever.
Oh no.
I appreciate not being in the whirlpool and gone forever. So.
I mean, that's what you just saved
Thanks.
from, so that's good. That's
Good.
good. That's what we want.
Like I
Excellent.
couldn't have grabbed you
Your
either because
rapier
I'm
still
a
in
foot
its-
shorter than you with dimension
Do I
door.
have the rapier?
Is it still
No,
in its brain?
rapier's still in its brain.
There's an armory somewhere on the ship. It's fine.
It's probably a bit rubbly now.
No, it's fine.
I don't need to log my. it's not
Someone with a
evidence of-
rapier's dead. Like, let's be real. So.
He then looks at you, and you need to make a...
I need to get- I can't dodge.
Because you just sucked away its life force. It
I
does not
did.
like that. Arrows, everything else, totally fine. Sucking away
Necrotic
its life
damage,
force,
though.
necrotic damage, not alright though. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Could it be an intelligence? I'm joking.
No.
Wisdom say, I'm proficient in that. So
Yep.
it's not as bad. It's not great. It's not great.
Is it going to
It's
be
a
to
9.
19?
No, it's not. It's 9. It's 10 less than that. Oh wait, is this magic? Advantage. 22. Yay!
It looks at you, raises an eyebrow, and there's clearly magic being cast, but it's not affected you. Yeah. And on that raised middle finger, we are going to end this hour.
She survived this long.
Thanks,
if she
Kat.
dies now.
Thank you so much for joining us for this hour. Please do feel free to come back. Obviously, we're here. It's 250 hours altogether. We are a fraction of the way through. You can either come back to watch, or if you want to play, you are more than welcome to. To play, you just need to book at the box office downstairs or on the Sweet website. do. You can catch us. We are live streaming on twitch.tv/adventurers wanted, live tweeting at adventurers250. We're on Facebook, Instagram. What's the other one?
Twitter.
Twitter. No, what's the other one? YouTube. Everything's on
YouTube, yep.
as well, so you can
Twitch.
catch us. You missed it's on everything.
Yeah, it's on everything.
I'm going to quickly swing over to these guys to see if anyone wants to do a wee quick plug for any shows.
Philip?
Thank you.
Yeah, Phil,
Lightning
go.
quick one. 2:30 every day. Momentum, a motivational mind reading experience. I'm the world's one and only motivational mind reader. It's in the room next door. 2:30 here every day. And
Not seen it yet, but it sounds awesome.
Yeah, be entertained and amazed. Read your mind, make you feel unstoppable. That's the.
I already feel unstoppable.
We should do that. Do that. and
Could
then
you knock him
come-
down a couple of pegs? That
Yeah.
would-
You can try. I mean, you can really try.
I'm joking.
All I've got is I've got a feature set for some crazy weird spoken words that I'm doing on Saturday at Black Market Room 1. Starts at 6:10. It's with Raise the Bar, who are fabulous. It's going to be some mad Cockney rhyming, ridiculous. The first poem is just written as if I'm a middle-aged woman complaining at a shop.
I'm
it.
plugging friends. Our friend Dan, friend of the show, friend of me, Dan Atfield is putting on a great show called Google Drive at the Underbelly Med Quad every day at 12:20.
It's amazing.
It's fantastic. He predicts the apocalypse with maths and music. And if you don't like maths, neither do I. Still found it hilarious.
It's great.
Yeah, it's
was
awesome.
really good.
It's really awesome.
How do you like maths?
I hate maths. Go on.
I don't do shows. I watch shows and tell you if they suck or not. So if you guys want me to come see your shows,
Verdict?
I loved it. It was great.
Excellent. There we go. That's what we want. Thank you.
It's
And
because
it's the first time that I've done this, and you guys made me feel like not an idiot. So
cool. That's the
That's
best.
the whole point.
That's
I
the
mean,
best thing.
Yeah, this is super easy. Guys, I'm going to reiterate this. This is super easy to do. Like, it looks complicated. It's really not. And it's
we
great
want,
fun.
We want new people to come.
Oh, sorry.
He's got a computer and lots of paper and lots of dice that none of us are allowed to know about.
they're like the secret narrative.